if you got a copy.
Wait, we're live. And we're live! That's right! Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the eSpark series, powered by FilterTime, live at virtual Atlanta Motor Speedway. I am your host with the most, because HD is taking a nap after doing 24 hours at Daytona. But I got some awesome people in the booth with me tonight. The one and only Red4424 calling the action down on pit road, and a special guest slash driver slash pro leaguer slash commentator now, I guess is the right way to say, Mr. Brian Tedeschi, aka we call him Badeschi. How you doing today?
Hey everyone, awesome. Great to be here. Great to get the opportunity to come and broadcast with y'all.
Hey, you get to be in the booth. You go from the driver's seat into the hot seat, as I like to say. It is probably the scariest place to be is inside this booth, my friend. Anything can happen. You really got to watch out, because if you say something bad, somebody might get mad, just like Tyler Dohar is going, "Why did you curse on air?" But hey, we're here to call some great races tonight. We're at Atlanta Motor Speedway. We know this track a mile and a half in the heart of Atlanta. It's known for tearing up tires. And Red, I want to go to you first before we kick this thing off. It's Atlanta, right? It's a custom pre-set up league. What would you be doing to your car right now to get ready for the wear and tear of this track?
All about stability. I could care less if I'm firing off 2/10 ahead of the field or not. It's going to be all about the long run, specifically the last 5 to 6 laps of the long run. Because what you'll see in the draft is your tire wear will change a lot if you're falling behind or anything like that. You will extreme right front wear, so I look for bigger sway bars and a lot more stability.
Ooh, all right. And Tedeschi, you're a driver in this series. You're week in, week out battling with these drivers. We're looking at the points right now. Right now, Track Bar's got a 1-point lead over the Bolt, who's been hot all season long. Mordog sitting in third, with 25 points back. You got Go Fast Matt and the Matthew Militia sitting back there in fourth, 26 points back from Track Bar. And then our top 5 is it's Big John, you know his middle name Mud, Dirty Water, Too Hot for You Son. What are you going? What's going through your head as a driver getting prepared for this race if you're one of these top 5 competitors going for a championship?
I think the biggest key to this race will be survival. There's so many, especially practicing with a lot of these guys this week, there's so many good cars. A lot of people really have a handle on the balance here at Atlanta, and the big thing is just make sure that you're up front at the end. We're going to see some green flag pit stops, which pit road always proves to be tricky. So getting clean into pit road, clean off of pit road, and just as Red talked about, making sure that you manage your right front and right rear tire wear. Because at the end of the day, if you can go a couple laps longer than your competitors, that might be the key to win.
You're absolutely right. We've seen pit road be treacherous for a lot of drivers this season, especially getting onto pit road has been the hardest part for some of these guys. And as always, we have our in-race reporter, the tactician. I think you call him the Snowcat. Is that his right title there, Red? The Snowcat? The Doharian Snowcat, right?
The Doharian Snowcat, and has recently been dubbed Little Donnie Rocket.
Little Donnie Rocket. What? Tyler Dohar, our in-race reporter. I don't know what you just. Little Tyler Rocket, Johnny. Tyler, how you feeling today, Dohar?
I'm doing great after that kind of intro, Zane. How can I not be doing just absolutely swell?
Well, you're sitting 65 points back from Track Bar, 6 in the points. You're going into race number 10 in Atlanta here. What's going through your mind? How are you going to deal with the track? How's the car feeling during practice and going through qualify?
Right now, we're feeling really good. We got a great long-run car. Our FilterTime Chevrolet is set up for an entire 162 laps here. We know we got to make up some ground in the points, but we're sitting in a pretty decent spot to at least get a wild card spot for the championship finale. But for right now, we're just going to try and protect the positioning we have. And if we see an opportunity to go for a victory that makes sense, we'll go for it.
Gotcha. And you kind of touched on it there, Dohar. 162 laps at Atlanta. Right now, the pit windows we're hearing from the drivers and from a lot of the teams is about 18 to 23 laps. Is there a window on? I'm assuming that's mostly going to be a tire run because fuel you can go a little bit longer. Or are you guys actually stretching it out, taking those lower tire wear and just kind of riding that car out as much as possible?
Right now, it's really all depending on tires. 23 is the max if you're like in full fuel save mode. I would say comfortably gas-wise, you could probably go 21 if you're not in like a max save situation. But if you get your tires anywhere beyond 20, like Red said, you're not going to have that fire off speed, but you'll probably be good on the long run, and that's what we're looking for here, especially.
Well, Dohar, we're going to let you get set up, get ready for your race there. Go ahead and talk with your team, your crew, do a little prayer if you need to, a little, boom rah, shish kumbah, high fives, and handshakes. I want to give a little shout out to Chad as they're hanging out with us here, Brian and Red. We got Rock NASCAR. He's saying hello to everyone in the booth and best of luck to all the drivers. Jose 720 stopping by. We got NASCAR's 2017 Harvick, CN. A lot of people stopping by in the chat. So if you are watching, make sure you come over to Twitch. That's where the party is tonight. HD has taken a break after doing 24 hours. And I want to get right into a little bit of the topics here. Let's talk over-unders. Over-unders. It's cautions. What are you guys feeling tonight? Tedeschi, we'll start with you as you're the young gun, the new guy in the booth, the rookie. Where do you think cautions are going to fly tonight?
Definitely thinking kind of from the past week's trend. I think there's going to be probably the least amount of cautions we've had here in an eSpark race. My thing is going to be under 5. From the practice races I was able to see, a lot of people had a lot of good handles on their cars. They were able to go long fuel runs, and there was some really good racing without a lot of contact. So definitely I think there will be a little less on the caution flags tonight.
Oh, all right. Red, what you got on your over-under tonight on cautions?
The number 10 really sticks out to me tonight, but the reason it sticks out is because I believe the hang-up area, everybody's scared of turn 1, so everybody's going to take it easy into turn 1. You have the big bump coming off the top. You can get a little bit below it, but you might push up a little bit in the center. So turn 1's going to be an okay area. Turn 3 and 4. Everybody's used to getting the really high arc in it, but that opens the door for the dive bombs on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a cat and mouse game. It's going to be very questionable, how they're going to run, and it's going to be all kind of associated to the middle of the pack. So over under 10, I'm gonna say under. I think over the past couple of weeks, everybody's figured it out, started calming down and things like that. So I'm going under 10 for tonight.
I need a number. You got to give me a number under 10. You going 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, or countdown now for SpaceX?
I'm going to go 7, but we're going to have a green flag run of at least 65 laps.
Wow, that's he's calling a shot right there. And you know what, Red? You're right around the area I was thinking. I was looking about anywhere between 7.5, 8 for the cautions, and I think I'm going to land right about 8.5 is what I'm thinking. Just because of what we saw last week at Michigan, we saw a late caution come out, and then as we always say, cautions breed cautions. Those green-white checkers came out, and we finished under caution at that week. And I think we'll see a lot of green flag racing through the stints, but I think there will be a point when these guys start giving a lot more take and a less give, and the patience will go out the window, and they'll start kind of pushing guys out of the way, leaning on them a little bit more than what we see, especially late in those runs. So I'm going to say about 8.5. Nicky Jobs, sadly, our Vegas odds man, is busy doing other things in life, so he's not going to be able to give us a shot. But we did hear from Mr. Mike. Mr. Mike sitting back and chill and relax, and he's saying he's going to go with 6, but I don't know. You know what? Maybe 6. We'll have to see what happens there, Mike. Let's talk real quick, though, before we get to the action, your picks. Tedeschi, once again, you know what? You're the rookie. I'm going to let you ride this one out real quick. We're going to go to Red. Red, who's your pick for tonight, and who's your dark horse?
My pick for tonight, and I think you got to give credit where credit's due right now, I'm going to have to go with the Bolt. The kid's found something over the past couple of weeks, and just consistency's been on his side, and his determination is way up there.
Mm-hmm.
And for my dark horse, I don't think it's really a dark horse, but I got to pull for Tom. I think that he's had the speed, he's not had the luck, but tonight it pays off for him, man. Him or Super NASCAR fan. One of those two.
Wow, Super NASCAR fan really pulling out the calculator lately, putting himself in those positions on tactics and strategy to try to win some races. So nice picks. Mr. Brian Tedeschi, our guest commentator. What about you tonight? Who's your pick in your dark horse?
I think my pick to win's kind of been definitely the eSpark favorite as of late. That number 37, JTG Doherty, Motorsports Chevrolet Camaro of Justin Brooks. He's been really, really strong. He's obviously figured something out, been really fast. From what I've seen in practice, I think it'll be between him and Bolt. They definitely have two really great cars. And then my dark horse, Mike DB. He's been
Ooh.
really, really good in practice. Kind of had a really great car, and definitely has a shot at this win. So that's definitely out of the left field in the dark horse category.
Gotcha. And this week, I'm gonna say go fast, Matt. Matt's been looking strong in that 32 go fast machine week in, week out. He's putting himself in the top 5. He was racing last week for a win. I really gotta say Matt might be our winner with the Matthew Militia behind him. My dark horse pick for this week, Big John. Big John Stud, my middle name Mud. The guy has been killing it week in, week out. He's slowly getting better. He's progressing into that top 5. We talk about him almost every week. And I think this might be the week that we see Big John come out and just start swinging on guys. But you got to take down the two top runners, like you guys called out, the Bolt and Track Bar, right? They're sitting 1-2 in our championship points. 1 point behind Track Bar is the Bolt. So, and as HD says, he's out here, a focus bolt is a deadly bolt. So he could also become our winner. So there is a lot of ups and downs tonight, and a lot of random picks that we're throwing out there. Chad right now is saying, I'm going for Matt to win, Mike DB, as well as your dark horse is from Shrubby Boy. We're hearing from other people saying Dohar in the 88, and the dark horse for somebody else is Chrome Capone in that 42. We didn't talk about Chrome Capone. Chrome Capone is a strong contender week in, week out. We see him pop into that top 10 every week. But it's really any man's game. It's 162 laps at Atlanta. Anything can happen, and it's really going to see who can ride out those tires, should I say. Not wear out, but ride out those tires once they start wearing, because we know loose is fast, but once the tires start to go, we've all seen it. I like to say booty loose. That rear end starts to slide in the corner, and you're just kind of along for the ride.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely going to be definitely we'll see early who has a really good car in the short run, but as that race goes on, we'll see who's dirt tracking it and see who's can keep the drive and move forward.
There you go, dirt tracking it. And right now we're still waiting on the invites to go out from Dohar. Once those invites go out, we'll jump in and get ready for the action. And it's going to be intense tonight. You know, the championship points and the championship race is starting to wind down at this moment. Everything is starting to accumulate up to this certain point of a championship race, which I talked to Dohar a little bit off air, and he's like, it's a mystery. No one knows where the final championship race is. You know, we may just draw it out of a hat. We may just let you pick it, Zane. Who knows? You know what? If I pick it, you guys don't want me to pick it because I'm going to pick somewhere really crazy, and you're going to hate me for a championship run. Who wants to go to Canada for a championship? Who wants to go to the Great White North? No, I'm kidding. That would be a horrible situation.
It'd be an awesome race.
Well, and Tedeschi, let me ask you real quick here. As we're still waiting on those invites to come out from Dohar, as I have to hear an audible sound from him because I'm not seeing any chats anywhere, so just keep him in mind of that.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
I did not interrupt before while we're on the grid here waiting to take the green flag. Our timer's ticking down. We got Mr. Track Bar on the pole. No surprise there. But the big story will be the Bolt deciding to start at the rear tonight. A self-imposed penalty. He didn't drive his best race at Michigan. So he decided he wanted to put himself at the rear as punishment. So he'll be coming from tail end Charlie 35th place. But we are loading into the grid here, so I'm sending out the invites. I am the host.
Awesome. Thank you, Dohar. And that is crazy to hear. We got Track Bar, our championship leader, on pole. And the man sitting second, 1 point behind, the Bolt, taking an EOL penalty, putting himself shotgun on the field. He's going to be starting 30th out of a 30-car field tonight. And I got that invite, Dohar. We're loading up into it right now. So let's go ahead and switch over the action here so we can check out the beautifulness of Atlanta as we get ready to load into the race. Guys, what do you think about that? Our championship contender is going to be starting last tonight, and he's going to have to work his way through the field. And 29 cars he's going to have to get through to get to the front.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be tough. Atlanta, track position's always key. Definitely be really good to watch. That'll definitely be the hard charger of the race, and we'll see how he gets through it. It'll definitely be definitely put on a show for all you fans.
Yeah, and I'll definitely regurgitate what Tedeschi just said. I think it just shows to the professionalism the league's run and everything. There was a couple of, I guess, on-track issues that he didn't feel that he was done right, and he felt the need that there should be a penalty.
Don't mean to cut you off, Red. We're green flag racing at Atlanta right now in Track Bar with a heck of a lead by two car lengths, a car length on the 20 car and the 00.
Oh, we got action in 1 and 2 already. We got the 24 spinning sideways. Looks like no caution.
No, it looks like they're all going to spread out, fan out wide as they come off of turn 2 down the backstretch. The 20, though, but look, here comes TomTom sneaking to the inside. He's going to get to the bumper of the 37 as we come through 3 and 4 down the front stretch.
Yeah, definitely really wild race, and you got 2, 3, and 4 wide through the back as they run down into turn 1. But it looks like that 37 car, he's definitely running, but definitely got a lot of challenge behind from TomTom and the rest of the group.
A lot of challenge because they're single filing out right now. 37, the 6, the 20 of Leafs Justin sitting back there. Oh, the double zero.
Oh, double zero.
Stay Finesse smacks that outside wall. He's going to keep it going straight. That's going to move. I'm trying to get an eye on him. Who is that behind him? Let's see. Can I get a number? Oh, they're going by so fast.
Yeah, definitely. As we go by, we got the 12 of Tetro getting passed by the whole line of the 43 of Diego, the 66 of Mike DB, and the 5 of Mordog as they come into 1. He was kind of a victim of circumstance in the Stay Finesse incident. Definitely falling back here, but we'll see how he pans out.
And right now, we got our eyes on the 6 car. The 6 car of Fitty, TomTom. He's leading this race. You talked about him earlier. He did. And you know what? I don't mean to interrupt you there. I was going to say, Track Bar said earlier, as he's now powering around the outside, it's a Ford and Chevrolet drag race down the front stretch. He couldn't find the balance this week with the car, and he's having a hard time with this track as he's trying to power around the outside. He's got no help as the inside line is a move the 20 of Leafs just in the second, Track Bar to third as we're diving into turn 3, Brian.
Yeah, pretty much the whole field single file out as TomTom, Leafs Justin, and Track Bar lead the field here. But definitely you see that everyone calmed down a little bit from that first incident. Kind of more single filed out, trying to ride it out and see what the car has and get to that first green flag pit stop.
And Red talked about the beginning of the race, or in pre-race he did. He said turn 1 is really treacherous. We're going to see a lot of guys kind of woe it up a little bit more than normal going into turn 1. We saw that happen with the 24 of Jose 720 getting a little sideways at the start of that first green flag lap. But look at Track Bar. He's now diving to the inside. He's going to work his way around the 20 car. He's now on the bumper of TomTom as we come off a 4 down the front stretch. Still single filed out, but he's looking to the inside. It's a drag race going into 1, Brian.
Yeah, definitely. As he passes for the lead here, you got Tom on the outside, holding strong in that Ford Mustang. As the 37 comes off, he clears him, and the 37's back to the lead.
37 is back to the lead, but how long will he hold off this 6 car? This Ford Mustang has been fast already in these early laps, but he's going to stay right hooked up to the bumper. If you take a look, though, the 20 car is about 4 car lengths back behind him is that 5 car. The 5 car Mordog, our last week's winner, but TomTom now peeking to the inside. He's going to throw it in deep, trying to get around Track Bar. He clears Track Bar, but will he hold the position as we come off a 2? Track Bar's got the help of the 20 of Leafs Justin. They're single filed, the 6, the 37, the 20 as we dive into turn 3.
And that was the textbook move there from TomTom, getting there on the inside into 1 and sliding up and getting in front of him and taking away the momentum. That's pretty much how you're going to have to make moves here as everyone's back single filed out. But don't worry. I mean, there's going to be a lot of cars coming. That 5 of Mordog, the 24 of Jose. There's going to be a lot of battles coming up. We see they're 3 wide going into 1 back there. It looks like the 12. And some of the guys back about 10th and 11th. Amazing battle back there.
Yes, and we're looking off the rear deck lid of TomTom right now as we're watching this battle between the 20 and the 37 develop. 20's got the high line. He's working it right now. He's cleared the 37 of Track Bar. Move Track Bar to 3rd. Leafs just into 2nd. And back behind him, that pack is starting to catch them as these tires are starting to wear as we dive into turn 1. Still, TomTom is your leader.
Yeah, this is the critical point in that race. Oh, as the double zero hits the... Oh, big!
Oh, big wreck in the back there.
Yeah, it looked like the zero Stay Finesse hit the apron and caused whole lots of chaos there. That's definitely a key point in this racetrack. It sucks the car right around as we have our first caution.
That's going to bring the first caution of the race right here. And Red, how many laps was that they ran? I'm not HD math, so you're going to have to help me out a little bit because I can't. I would say, bro, it's about 8 laps there, maybe 5.
Yeah, we're around the 8 to 10 lap range at this point. I would say you're going to look at a 4 tire change for sure.
4 tire change for sure, and a full tank of gas. The question is, will the 20 and the 6 still be our front 2 sitters, or will their pit crew make mistakes? It's a team sport with this game. Even though they're virtual men coming over the wall, you can have anywhere between a 13 to a 15-second pit stop, so you're praying that you come out on top.
Yeah, definitely, and especially as Red said, 4 tires will be key here as we get ready. The pace car ducks them off and we head back to green.
We're going to be riding on board with the 37 of Track Bar as the 43 of Diego is going to be starting outside 2nd against TomTom. as we green flag racing at Atlanta once again.
Yeah, definitely. As we make the run down to 1 and 2, you see the 43 slide into second. You got a huge battle behind. They're 2 and 3 wide again. It seems like everyone kind of got a little shock after that first caution and moved down the backstretch. You see the 20, our early second place runner, Elise. He's holding strong on the outside as we move into 3.
And we move into 3, and they're going to single file out as we're looking from the helicopter cam. The 6, the 43, the 37, and there's the 12 of Diamond 20X. If that's not right,
oh, we got 1 in the grass, 2 in the grass. As it looks like there's no caution, couldn't get a number on that one, but there was multiple landscaping going on down the front stretch.
Well, in the back, I couldn't get a number as either, but I want to see here as we watch this battle develop in front of us, what's the 43 got for the 6? Here comes Moordog looking to the inside of the 12 car. He's going to try to take that spot away as we come through 3 and 4. Riding the bottom line, using the draft of the 37. He slide jobs in front of the 12 as we come off the corner down the front stretch.
Yeah, Moordog definitely showed with that move. He's got a really strong car, but everyone be watching that 43 Diego. He showed that he got a really good pit stop and he's taking advantage of that track position. Everyone seems to be single filing out, kind of riding to that next pit stop. But like I said, Moordog, Diego, and the guys, they're coming from behind.
We're right now again off the rear deck lid of the 6 car, looking back at that 43 Air Force machine, working and beating the bumper off of him. As we come down the front stretch, getting ready to dive into turn 1. Now, Diego, is he going to just sit in line and just ride it out, or is he going to make a move? It's still early in this tire run, but to go from the back to the front like he did, to be sitting second, and he's got track bar championship leader behind him, you know those palms got to be a little sweaty.
Oh, for sure. Definitely. If I were Diego, kind of thinking his mindset, I would definitely be riding at this stage. With Atlanta being so rough on tires, you definitely need to make sure that you make it to the whole fuel run. I don't know really the strategy that he's on, but yeah, I think the best bet at this point is just ride. And yeah, as he moves for the lead here, he goes underneath the 6 to TomTom.
But can't get it. TomTom's going to close the... TomTom's, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Tedeschi, but TomTom closed the door. He said, no, sir, no, thank you. But now the 43's got some pressure from another Chevrolet. That 37, that Scott's machine of track bar, working on his bumper. TomTom has now gotten a little bit of a half a car length lead as we come down the front stretch, hitting the stripe right now. Here comes the 48-3 again to the bumper. Can he make a pass? He can't make it clear as he's still going to sit in line.
Yeah, it looks like the 6 and the 43 have a completely different line they're taking into one, where Tom, kind of which is saving a little bit more tire, gets that wide arc and gets right to the bottom, where Diego is able to get right to the yellow line early, which that'll be a key opportunity for passing. We got the top 3 coming off the 4 here. It looks like they broke away about 5-6 car lengths from the 71. Looks like it's going to be a 3-car breakaway as we head into turn 1.
Oh, yeah, it's a 3-car breakaway at this point, Tedeschi. But everyone has got their sights set on that Ford Mustang as we're looking on board right now from the front windshield of Track Bar as we watch this battle between the 43 and the 6 car. Still single file, Track Bar trying to suck up to the 43 as we come through turn 3. He can't quite close the gap, but every inch, every moment, he's trying to get these two because he's waiting for him to make a mistake. We've watched the 43 car himself push that 6 car as much as possible.
Yeah, definitely with this 3-car breakaway, but the big focus is right behind him. It looks like, as I was watching there, the 71 of Gimbal, the 5 of Moordog, and the 42 of Chrome Capone were kind of lining up to get a little bit of a run, and it seems like for a little bit there until they started battling, they closed up. But right now it looks like we got the 42 of Chrome Capone making a move on the 5 of Moordog, showing his strong car, but those guys behind, if they get formed up, they'll catch that top 3 in a hurry.
And oh, there we go. And just so you know, in case you didn't know, Diego started 10th. I just had to find that out. Yeah, so Diego started 10th tonight, and he is now working on the 6 car. We're looking off the front end of the 43 as he's trying to catch TomTom. He's doing everything he can, but the problem that we're seeing is he just can't close the gap, and it looks like we got a caution out.
Yeah, caution out. Currently trying to scan to see where that was at.
It was me.
Oh, no, we hear
our wall and hit me.
Our in-race reporter, Dohar. Walk us through that, my man. What happened?
48 and the 8 were racing side by side, jockeying for position. The 8 didn't really give the 48 much quarter, so when the 48 got into him, 8 hit the wall, and 8 came off the wall and killed me.
Red, let's go down to you. What are you seeing from your perspective in this race so far? Is a lot of beat and bang and give and take. I know you're watching on board and hanging out with the More Smokes crew. So what are you hearing from that side?
Yeah, a lot of good battles stretched throughout the pack. It looks like everyone's giving each other a good bit of room, but you know, on a tight racetrack going these speeds, the smallest of mistakes create the biggest messes. So.
And Diego's going to lead us to green as we're green flag racing at Atlanta Motor Speedway once again. And he's got Tom Tom on his outside. The 42 of Chrome Capone is going to be third, and Track Bar will be fourth. And I think that is the 5 car. No, sorry. That is, let me see if I can't get a number.
Gimbal.
Thank you. You have better eyes than I do, and I'm wearing glasses right now.
Yeah,
And they're stacking up.
Yeah, they're stacking up as they run it through. It looks like the 37 of Track Bar is stuck on the outside. Definitely, if he doesn't get help, he's in no man's land coming up before. But Diego Tom, that 1-2 position, like you said before, Diego's got a really strong car, can run a really good line. Let's see what he can do as
He's trying to hold off Tom Tom right now, but there goes the 42 of Chrome Capone to the outside wall. He's going to drop back like a rock in the Lakahatchee. That's going to open the door for the 71 of, you said the 71 of, who was that again? Jace Fast? Gimbal. Oh, gotcha. That's going to move him to third, Track Bar to fourth.
Yeah, as we were talking, Gimbal definitely had a really strong card. As you see the 37 making a move on him down into the door, but the 37 gets by. It seems like the field's still fast and come off of 2 a little bit, but you see, and there's a battle for the lead.
There's a battle for the lead right now. Oh, we got a wreck of the backstretch. That's probably going to bring a caution out, but there we go. Tom Tom to the lead. Diego stuck on the outside with no help. You're breaking up a little bit, Tedeschi, just so you're aware. The caution is out this time, and I think that's caution number 4 or caution number 3?
3.
I believe that's caution number 3, and we have about 135 laps to go.
135 laps to go. Man, anything and everything is happening at this moment. But right now, Diego is the dark horse of this race. He's up here battling like an old pro, ready to take a lead. But don't blink, because I think I just saw our second championship points holder, Bolt, finally in the top 5. He's sitting back there behind the 00 of Stay Finessed. And I know my cursor's on the screen, so thank you for telling me. I appreciate that, chat. It's one of the downfalls sometimes when you're streaming. You just put it in a weird place. All right, there it is.
Mr.
Gimbal.
Tedeschi is resetting his mic there, Zane.
Hey, we're
was
good.
Getting robot voice.
Good?
Yeah, we're good. Don't worry about it. You still got robot voice, but don't worry. 37 of Track Bar, 71 of Gimbal, the 6 of Tom Tom, and the 1 car of Skirt Bush. He's going to be in our top 5, and rounding out the top 5 will be the 43 of Diego with Moordog in the 5 car behind him. Skirt diving to the bottom, a little weaving, wobbling. Windshield wiper racing as we come off of turn 2. Track Bar's got a rear view mirror full of Tom Tom as it's a drag race down the backstretch into 3. Everyone's pushing, beating, and banging. Here we go into turn 3. Track Bar holding off Tom Tom. Diego slid up to 3rd. He's trying to get that draft to get back up to the front 2 because he doesn't want to watch that 6 and 37 drive away. Now the question becomes, did Track Bar find a balance and a handle in his car? Because he is starting to hold up that 6 car, and that 43 of Diego is starting to move on him fast. Down to the backstretch. They are 2 wide. Single file. 2 wide again. Behind them, they're 3, 4 wide in some areas of the track, mid-pack back. Tedeschi, jump in whenever you feel good. We'll let you know if your mic's working, buddy. Don't freak out.
Yeah, definitely reset everything. It looks like 6 of Tom Tom way backward there. Made a move, and it looked like in the front he just lost the front end grip. He's falling back to 6th, 7th, 8th place, stuck in no man's land.
And you're still a little bit of a robot. I apologize. I don't know why, but I love you anyways as we're watching this race break down. It's the 37. The 5 of Moordog, last week's winner. He's now on the inside of the 43. This is a battle for 2nd place. Let's see if we can't look back here as we watch these guys battle it out. Look at this. We have a 4-car, 5-car battle for 2nd. And I'm hearing the engine slow down. It sounds like we got another caution out on the track.
That we do. Another caution. I would suspect everybody will still come in, probably get at least right sides. I would play it safe, go ahead with 4 tires and fuel.
Right now, it's still early in the race, so these drivers' patience is starting to go out the window a little bit. And I think it's just because the mid-pack back is like the eye of the storm, a hurricane. Hurricane NASCAR, Hurricane Atlanta, whatever you want to call it. Because everyone's getting 2, 3. There was 4 wide in some circumstances. We saw Chrome Capone hit the outside wall. Red, if you're in the middle of the pack, what are you going to do at this moment? Are you just trying to get through it to get into the top 15? Or are you going to be very patient and edgy on the wheel?
Me, myself, I'm very patient. Don't do anything stupid that could cost you track position, because in a race like this, that's the key.
And right now, we're going to go back to green flag racing. It looks like the 4 car may have not have pit of K. Rainey. He's going to pop to the outside and let the field go, as Diego's going to lead us in 1. But the Matthew Militia, they're getting on their feet. That 32 Ford Mustang Go Fast machine has finally broken into the top 5, and now he's got his eyes set on the 43 car. Here comes the 37. He's looking to the outside, but Diego's got the preferred line right on that yellow line as we come through 3 and 4. But Track Bar staying in his tire tracks as much as possible. He's bringing the 5, the 6, and man, Tedeschi, you said it earlier, Matt was in no man's land for a little bit there as he throws that 32 right in front of the 6 car of Tom Tom as we come off of turn 2 down the backstretch.
Yeah, definitely. As we go back here, I got all my technical difficulties.
You sound so great.
Solved.
You sound beautiful.
Yeah, yes, I love college Wi-Fi internet. But we see we have a battle going on up here. Everyone seemed to be single filing out, but that 37 is committed to the top. Hopefully, we try to see get that top line moving. You see some people moving up in search for grip. But yeah, this is definitely shaping up to be a little bit wilder after that caution.
And we're looking off the rear end of Diego in the 43 car with a whole bunch of the 37. As he looks to the inside, he's got help. The 5 and the 37 looking to the inside, trying to get around him here. And there they go, move Track Bar to first. Diego to third as Moordog is coming with him.
Yeah, that was textbook move right there. They kind of knew that Diego was going to come up. They needed the inside line and took it right away from him. I definitely think we'll see the 37 start to run here, but he's got a hungry pack behind him.
He's got a hungry pack. Speak up a little bit. I can boost you some, but you are a little soft. Let me just crank you up some more.
Yeah, see, I love technology.
Hey, it's all right. We didn't balance audio. It's okay. Don't deal with it. We'll do it live, they say. As Track Bar is leading this field, he's got the 5 behind him. The 32 and the 6 are sitting back there in 4th. But take a look. He started 29th. And we're going to go on board as we crank it up here a little bit with our second place sitter, the Bolt, as he's sitting in 4th right now. Tedeschi, we watched that crank it up session, and we were watching the 6 car a little bit as he's now closed the gap on the 37 and the 5 car. As we come off of turn 2 down the backstretch, take a look though, he brought the 18 with him. It's a 4 car breakaway as they're battling it out for the first place. You got the 37 of Track Bar, the 5 of Moordog, the 6 of Tom Tom, and the 18 of the Bolt. HD says it, a focus bolt is a deadly bolt, and maybe he just won a little bit of a challenge starting from the front to the back as we come off of turn 2, Brian.
Yeah, definitely. That was a big challenge for the Bull, as we talked about in our pre-race show. He made it all the way up through the field, and it looks like he's hungry to get that lead. We saw the 5 of Moordog, a little bit of brush of the wall there, and you see the fear out of Tom Tom. He knows that he has to go because that 18 is coming up from behind. He's got a really strong car, and you see it get Nancy.
This top 4 has stretched out their legs to almost a 10-plus car length lead over, I think that is the 48 car of Amore Smoke sitting back there. trying to run these 4 down, but they are nose to tail, single file, using every bit of the draft they can. Oh, TomTom getting a little slideways off of 2. He's going to fall back. That's going to open the door for the 18. But looks like TomTom's going to maintain his composure. He's going to get right back in front of the Bolt, trying to suck back up to the 5 car as everyone's single filed out again. But the Bolt is hungry. He wants this lead, it looks like.
Yeah, the biggest thing is for TomTom here is just needs to get settled back in. Looks like he's fighting a little bit of a loose off condition. Hopefully he can get those tires cooled back down and get back in line. The biggest key is here, we know that the Bolt is fast. It looks like the 37 is going down, falling to the back here as the 5 of Mordog takes the lead coming through 3 and 4.
Coming off of 3 and 4, Mordogs get the lead. They're 2 by 2 by 2, fighting for this. TomTom is still in 3rd. He's got a rear view mirror full of the 18, that Toyota Camry of the Bolt. We talk about him, started shotgun on the field. He's now sitting here in 4th place. The track bar, that balance issue may have come into play at this point as he's starting to lose the handling of this car as he gave up that lead to the Bolt. But man, 5, 37, 6, 18, putting on a clinic right now at Atlanta.
Yeah, these 4 are definitely the class of the field. And you see they're kind of got a little antsy there for a couple laps. Just who knows, maybe trying to ride a little bit because the second pack is closing. Seems like they really want to keep that gap. But you see going into 1 here, the huge difference in lines of everyone. You got the 6 and the 18 kind of running a little higher, where the 5 and the 37, they're glued to the bottom for sure.
And Red, if you can, I know you're watching some different perspectives out there. What's the lap count and what are you seeing as we're getting 2 by 2? Track bar going back up to the front.
Yeah, everything's calmed down pretty much mid-pack on back. Everybody's kind of single-filed out. You'll look for your next pit stop within the next 6 to 10 laps is going to be your window. We have about 114 laps remaining, so everyone's tires should be around the 40%.
40% mark on tires, 114 laps remaining, but these 4 are racing like it's the last lap. Track bar is still trying to hold off TomTom, who got around the 5 car of Mordog. The Bolt still sitting back there in 4th, but take a look, because here comes a more smoke in that 48, and he's bringing some help with him, and I think that might be the 34 of Stout Whiskey.
Yeah, as we saw earlier, we knew that battle was going to have consequences for our 4-car breakaway. And you saw it, Amore and Stout, NNR's finest. They were chasing down the pack, and they caught him. The biggest thing is here, we'll see what the pit strategy holds. As a lap car kind of got a little bit Chrome Capone staying high there. But the biggest thing is these guys are going to ride to the pit stop. As we talked about in our pre-race show, it'll be key to get on and off pit road.
Chrome Capone doing the right thing, getting out of the way, letting these leaders race, as now it's a 5-6 car. It is a 7-car shootout for the lead, because you got the 37 of Track Bar, the 6 Ford machine of TomTom, the 5 of Mordog, the 18 of the Bolt, the 48 of Amore Smoke, the 34 of Stout Whiskey, and back behind Stout Whiskey, closing in like an old man at a holiday party, it's the 17 of Fluffy Stenhouse Jr., as he came to say, hey boys, I'm ready to play.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Fluffy had a really strong car earlier, and he in practice, and he's shown it here. This 7 cars, like we said earlier, they broke away huge, about 20, 30 car lengths from the 8th, 9th, 10th place cars. We're approaching green flag pit stops, and it seems like they're really kind of going through phases here. It's kind of weird to see. We battle a little bit, single file a little bit, battle a little bit, as the 37 keeps leading the way.
And you know what? Oh, no, the 36 car tried to go down pit road. He just got collected.
Oh, big wreck as we get on the pit road.
Oh, no.
No, definitely not what we wanted to see getting on the pit road there.
And I think that's going to bring another caution out.
That's right. In my opinion, you never want to be the first ones in. That is a perfect example why. But it's really hard when everybody's racing in such a pack. The signal, everybody either thinks you're blocking or, that chat system don't hold that many people. So very, very unfortunate.
And what's interesting,
really
go ahead,
Yeah,
Tedeschi. I was just going to say. Go ahead.
Pegging about what Red said, it's hard to signal here, especially in traffic. We're hearing from kind of the spotter audio, we hear the 6 claims that he signaled. Definitely hard to see, but like you said, it's just hard Atlanta racing, and with this hard pit entry, just kind of caused an accident.
So compared to Michigan, I was just about to say that because you brought up the 6-car stand he signaled. Watching that perspective, as the 66 car will be our leader here, Mike DB. He'll be leading us to green with Track Bar on the outside. Mordog 4th. Mike DB pulling straight to the infield. I think he forgot to pit. So that's going to leave it up to the 37 track bar. But what I was going to say there was we were watching the 6 car of Tom Tom. Compared to Michigan, these guys went below the yellow to give that signal of I'm pitting this time by. This time, we didn't see any of that happen with the 6 car. He dipped down but didn't clear the track and come back up. So I don't think anyone knew that he was going down the track, as Stout Whiskey now trying to power around the outside of a more smoke, that 48 sitting in 3rd. And this is what Track Bar wants to see. These guys 2, 3 wide battling it out.
Oh, yeah, for sure. As he's getting about 4 or 5 car breakaway. We saw the 5 of Mordog hit the wall just a little bit, but we're 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, like a huge stack of flapjacks coming off the 2. And it seems like that it's just everybody is just jockeying for that position because they want to catch that 37.
And right now we're watching off the rear deck lid of the 37 car as we're watching that 2 by 2 by 2 train you were talking about all the way back to 11th. And that choo-choo conductor is the 48 of a more smoke. He's got a bumper full of it. Looks like the 8 car from what I can see of Big John. He's one of my dark horses. I need him to win this race tonight because I got to feel good about myself as he's up to 3rd. But he's got the 12 of Diamond on his bumper.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like they're huge battling back there. It's actually the 12 of Tetro. He's actually he moved into the 3rd position.
My list says this is something for Dohar if he ever hears this. Dohar, your list has Tetro in the 2 and then Diamond in the 12. We may need to get that updated because I go based off what I'm told, and I was told by the man that those were the numbers. But we're watching as they're now single filing it out back behind Track Bar. He has got a 6 to 8 car length lead as everyone's now single file, nose to tail, trying to run down this 37.
Yeah, and it looks like that second pack, they're kind of formed up really quick there. You got Moore, Tetro, Gimbal, Stout, and it looks like we got a couple more cars, Mordog joining in on that pack. They're definitely going to single file up and try to catch him because they know it's really their only hope at this point. That 37 has shown he's got a strong car solo.
But he talked about having balance issues, and we're on board looking from the front end off of the 12 car of Tetro as he's working the bumper of the 48 of a more smoke. They're now closing that gap. It was 5 car lengths. It's now 4 to 3. Do they have enough to run him down? Track Bar all alone with no draft help. Me and HD talk about it. Track Bar is no give, no rest, no lift. Oh, and it looks like a more smoke's going to get knocked out because there comes the 17 car, or sorry, 71. The 71 of Gimbal. He's making a power move with the help from the 20 of Leafs Justin. Leafs back into the top 3.
Yeah, that was definitely an uprising there in the second pack. Gimbal knew he had to take the run, and he took it forcefully. He knows he has a good car and wants to lead that second pack, but it's causing chaos. They lost themselves a good 5 to 6 car lengths doing that. They need to get formed back up really before this, as the green flag pit stop cycles out. But huge battle back there. Looks like they're 2 by 2 by 2 again. Wild
yes.
racing.
2 by 2 by 2, 3 wide for about a split second as they were racing for the last lap, it felt like. But it looks like everyone's starting to get their composure again. Everyone's got 4 fresh Goodyears. These tires are starting to drop off. Now we'll probably see the daredevilishness of the drivers go away as they start to pan out, single file out, and try to run down the 37 of Track Bar.
Yeah, we're definitely hoping that you hit it right there on the nail on the head, talking about balance and especially getting devilish. Hopefully these drivers made some good adjustments down on pit road because we've been seeing a lot of cars with a loose condition. Right about this time of the run, you're seeing cars start to go all the way down to the bottom, getting into the wall, and that's where definitely doing your homework and having good practice runs will get you a good car and good position here.
And we're watching right now the 37 of Track Bar, the Pied Piper of Atlanta. He is leading this race with a hungry set of cars behind him. The 71 of Gimbal, the 34 of Stout Whiskey, the 48 is getting battled by the 17 of Fluffy Stenhouse, but Fluffy Stenhouse has got a Ford teammate of Matthew Militia getting loud as he's trying to push his teammate up to the front here.
Yeah, they're all working, it looks like, in the back. Matt's definitely worked his way up. He went to the back earlier in the race, but now he's coming back through. And as I talked about, that second pack, they're getting formed up again. They want to give that 37 a run for their money, and there looks like they're single on it. As soon as I say that, it looks like there's a two-wide battle to lead for 5th.
And right now we're watching that 2-wide battle as we're watching the 18 of the Bolt here. He is sitting there beating the bumper off the 32 car going, go, 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 as fast as you can. Go fast, Matt, because I need this lead. I started in the back, and they're single filing it out. But, man, look, there we go. Oh, It looks like a more smoke's going to get a little loose, a little sideways. That's going to open the door for the 32. There goes the 18 of Bolt on the outside of the 48. Can't quite clear him. He's going to get outran. He's to his quarter panels. We come off a 2 down the backstretch. It is a drag race between the 48 and the 18, but give it to the 18.
Yeah, Bolt definitely knew on that one. He had to go to the outside. You saw Amore getting a little bit loose as the run goes on, and Bolt knows he's got a fast car. He's proved it. Coming from the back to the front, he knows he has a car to contend with that 37, and he needs to get through this track if he wants any shot before the pit stops.
And right now, Amore Smoke is trying to find the moves. Let's see if we can't watch this action. I wish I knew where Amore started in the race. We'll see if we can't find him here as I'm jumping through the cars.
Yeah, and as Zane's jumping through the cars, you see that you saw a couple cars ducking on the pit roll already, showing that tire wear, and you see some of the balance issues coming back for a lot of our drivers. We see bobbing and weaving up and down. People are fighting these cars hard.
Ooh, Matt getting a little bit of help from the 18. Looks like a caution is out on the
Caution.
track at this point.
Yeah, looking around, panning our cameras and talking to our spotters, trying to see if we can find where the yellow was.
And let me see if
caution is out, fellas. Going to have 95 laps, probably around 92 laps left to go. Be expecting your normal full fuel 4 tires.
Red, got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Right now in this stint that you're watching, if you were a betting man and you had to put your house payment on the line, who you betting on?
Ooh, you got to go with clean air. You have to go with Mr. Track Bar. I think he's setting an incredible pace out front. The rubber band effect is so bad here with the way the draft works that anybody can shoot from 10th up to 2nd to 1st. It just depends on the run they get.
And Gimbal is going to be our leader here as we go green flag racing at Atlanta. The 37 will be 2nd. The 32 of Matt will be 3rd. The 48 of Amore Smoke will be 4th. And the Bolt will round out our top 5 as they're single filed, but Stout Whiskey is pushing on the 48, trying to get them to clear these 3. Not enough, but Track Bar into the rear quarter panel of Gimbal. He's got help with the 32 of Matt. They're going to go 2 wide for the lead as we come through 3 and 4.
Yeah, Gimbal tried to throw the block on there going into 3, but Track Bar said, no way, I'm coming through. And it looks like as Track Bar takes the lead, snaking that draft line, trying to help the outside work. He definitely knows which lane to move as Matt pulls to the inside. Oh, and the 71 scoots way up the racetrack, coming through 1 and 2. Looks like he's going to lose 2, 3, 4 spot.
He's holding strong right now. He just fell back to 3rd. So move Gimbal to 3rd, Matt to 2nd. But here comes that green Interstate battery Toyota Camry, the 18 of the Bolt. He's now 4th on the inside of the 48 of Amore Smoke as we come off of turn 4 down the front stretch. They are 2, 3 wide deep in the pack, but it is 2 by 2 for 3rd and 2nd. No, wait, they're single filing back out. Track Bar trying to hold off the 32.
Yeah, they were single found back out there. Gimbal had almost a wild ride there, a little contact with the 32. He lost a lot of car lengths. We almost have a top 2 breakaway with Go Fast Matt and Mr. Track Bar. Those cars look really strong.
And I want to cut in here. Going back to Gimbal, I've been watching him the past several laps. He's having a lot of trouble. I don't know if he made a change during that pit stop round, but getting into 1, he's bottoming out, and it's turning his car up the track.
Yeah, definitely. That big crater into 1, for those of you who raced it, you feel it when you go into 1. It definitely upsets the car, and hopefully the adjustments he made, he better be taking them out in the next pit stop.
And we're trying to see if we can't get a ride with Matt. There we go. I think we have our eyes on Matt. We do. The Matthew Militia getting loud as he is now behind Track Bar, our leader. We're looking off the front end of the 32 as he's got a bumper full of the 37 behind him, or in front of him, sorry. He hasn't passed him yet.
Yeah, the president of the Go Fast Racing fan club is doing really, really good as we go down the backstretch. He is hungry for this. Thought he was going to make a move there, but he's definitely glued to that 37. That second pack of Bolt, though, you can't ignore him. That bright lime green Toyota Camry, he's coming strong, pulling away from the pack, and he's almost right on the back bumper of the 32.
He's got about 2 car lengths between him and Matt, but he has separated that gap in 3rd and 4th, about 5 car lengths, as we're still watching Matt try to run down our leader, the 37 of Track Bar. I think Track Bar may have been lying to us about that balancing issue because he's looking strong right now. but we also know this guy will drive a loose 9, loose 8, and say that it's perfect. So we'll have to see. As Matt gets a little, Matt just lost something in the corner there, because that let the Bolt come right to his bumper. We'll have to see what happened to the 32 if we get a chance to talk to him.
Yeah, looks like he got a little bit of the apron there. Oh, we got cars in the wall in the back. Looks like no caution as of yet. But as you see, it's gotten a little bit of a breakaway. And as we saw in the front stretch, Matt threw a huge block on the 18 to prevent him from passing him. Matt wants to keep that second and knows that that Bolt's got a fast car.
I want to break in here and say Big John got stuck in the sucker hole, fellas, between the 6 of Tom Tom and I believe it's the 12 of, who'd y'all say was in that now?
It's Tetro.
Jeff Tetro.
Jeff Tetro. But yeah, Big John got stuck in the middle, ping-ponged off. They did a great job clearing it, though, and not bringing a caution out. But we do have 78 of 162 down.
There we go, 78 of 162 down, almost to the halfway mark, a little bit further into it. I can't do math. I was not a mathematician. But I do want to call out the lap traffic of the 41 car. He tried to give room. He almost fell in front of the 32, went through the grass. But now here goes Matt to the inside of the 37. He's looking to take this race lead away from that Chevy. Move a Ford to the front because Matthew is our leader. Matthew Militia getting loud. You can hear him screaming their heads off as he's pulled away from the Bolt by 3 car lengths.
Yeah, you hear the Go Fast Racing Shop. Those boys are screaming right now as he takes the lead. And it looks like the 37 fell all the way back to the tail. Wonder if we were talking about that balance issue. Just happened to find him and bite him again. But Matt showing he's got a really, really strong car here, and he wants that lead bad.
Matt has been strong week in, week out in that 32 Go Fast machine. But take a look, Fluffy Stenhouse Jr., he's going to try to peak. He's going to fall back in line. And our top 4 are single filed again as we come off of turn 3, off turn 4, down the front stretch. And the Bolt looking to make a move. He can't quite make it. He's going to fall back in line. Fluffy Stenhouse, he's going to make it 2 wide for second as we go through turn 1.
Yeah, he's definitely Fluffy new. He's been setting up that move for a couple laps now as he gets the huge drive off the bottom there. It looks like the teammates want to work together, the 32 and the 17 and the Fords. They have a huge breakaway from 5th, that top 4 does. And as you can see, you see those 2 Fords getting really, really strong, pulling 2-3 cars from the 18 right here coming off of 4.
And I'll say this, I watched a power move from the 17 on that 18 in turn 1. He hit that bottom, and he just flew away from the 18. But right now, the 32 and the 17 can't quite make a gap on the 18 and the 37. I like to think of the 37 and the 18 as unofficial teammates at times. They work really well together when they're nose to tail like this. But those Fords are running 1-2, the 32, the 17, the 18, the 37, and the 71. Is that Gimbal again? The
Gimbal is back. Yeah, he's doing a great job there. He moved all the way back up from 5th from having that balance issue. If he can get in the lead pack and get that whole second pack back formed up, I see him as a contender to get back to the lead and potentially challenge these guys. He is a really strong card. It looks like we have a little bit of trickery going through 3 and 4. The 32 and the 17 running the bottom, where the 18 and 37 are running up top as we come off the 4 and run down to the start-finish line.
And that might be Track Bar saying, hey, I'm better on the high line. If you can get the stick up there, I'll push you through it so we can run these guys down and get around them. But look, there goes the 17. He's putting a little bit of block on the 18 to try to slow that run into 1. You saw him shift his line up a little bit. Oh, he got into the 32 a little bit, had to get out of the gas to keep from spinning him. That's going to open the door for the 18. Move the Bolt to 2nd and Fluffy to 3rd.
Yeah, definitely a big miscue there from the unofficial teammates. Got a little bit of that quarter panel and lost all front grip and got a little bit into the wall, which moved one of the strongest cars into 2nd. I wouldn't be afraid watching Bolt. He's been running a little bit tighter of a line than Matt. I wouldn't be surprised if he got him here down in 3 and 4.
And let's go on board with the 18 as these laps start to wind down because he's making a pass for the lead. Looking to the inside of the 32 car.
Yeah, he's moved, definitely did the power move, just as I predicted, hugging that bottom, and he clears him and moves into the lead, and it looks like he's taking the 17 of Fluffy Stenhouse and the 37 of Track Bar with him. Move Matt potentially all the way back to 4th. That one little teammate miscue cost him.
Matt is holding on, but the 17 hit that apron. He slid up the track. That's going to open the door for the 37. He's going to get back in line as we're looking up the rear deck lid of the 18 car, our new leader here at Atlanta. He started dead last and he's moved his way all the way to the front. He is now leading here as we come off of turn 4. You know what? Sorry, I almost called you HD, but you're Brian Tedeschi, Mr. Badeshi. Let's do a little filter time, crank it up. Let's get a little loud here. And green flag stops have begun because there goes Track Bar. We're on board with him as he's going to scrape the inside wall. Him and the Bolt are coming down pit road together. But it looks like the 17 staying with them. But I think Matt stayed out. If we can find Matt on the speed charts here. Anyone know where Matt started?
Right before we had that,
There he
right
is.
after during our Crank It Up segment, you saw a lot of balance issues happening. A huge shakeup within our top 4. The 17 and the 32 seem to fall very back, having really loose handling race cars. And the 37 and the 18, they got a very, very good entry onto pit road there. We'll see how it pays off on exit.
32's on pit road with Big John coming with him. It was a race between those guys. Let's see if we can't see who our race leader is now, but I'm probably going to predict it's going to be the 18 once everything cycles through here. Yes,
Yeah,
we're,
it looks like
the
as
three
they
car of J-Mac is the current leader with Dohar in second. We've stayed out an extra couple laps here.
Oh, look at Dohar, in-race reporter finally speaking up. Let's take a look. Here's J-Mac battling the 48 of more smoke, but here comes J-Mac down pit road. Let's see. Is that you in the orange and white? Yes, it is. You have a weird-looking car, my man. I just want to say I did not realize that was an 88 machine, but it looks beautiful tonight. Now you're on Dohar's on pit road now, so now the eyes will all be on the 18 and the 20 and the 37. Sorry.
Yeah, they had a really aggressive entry onto pit road, and it paid dividends on the exit. They gapped the whole group behind them, and it shows they're coming really strong. This will be tough for that backpack to get formed up and catch them if it goes green all the way out.
Well, Fluffy and Matt, the 32 of the Go Fast machine, those guys got off of pit road together as well. But you're right, they did create a gap. We're talking almost a straightaway away from those two drivers. But it's Bolt leading the 37 as we go through turn 1 and turn 2.
And one thing I want to point out from that is by them two having such a gap, they can kind of conserve, because even if they build that pack up behind them, yes, they can close that 1 to 2 second gap, but their tire wear is that much more by carrying that much more speed.
Yeah, Red hit exactly what I was going to say there. With that big gap, they can conserve. I know a lot of the drivers from talking to the crew chiefs earlier have a little bit of a fuel saving in there, trying to be a little bit less aggressive on those rear tires, save them for later on in the run. So I wouldn't be surprised here if we watch the 18 and the 37 work together a little bit to manage that gap.
And right now we're watching it here, but here's the thing, Track Bar's got no give. Track Bar doesn't know how to let that motor float. He just wants to go fast all the time like Ricky Bobby Jr. But last week he said, and I had to realize I had to give some space. So it might be a situation this week he's learning a little bit. He might sit in line and just wait and just take the draft from the 18 and let the 18 do all the work, the heavy lifting, if you might say, as we dive into turn 3, still the 18 leading the 37.
Yeah, you definitely kind of talked about it. When you're the second, third, fourth car in line, you can lift off a little bit more, roll into the corner, and save those tires. Bolt's going to be really aggressive, and you kind of see the different line that he's taken, kind of going wide and then diving it in. That'll definitely hurt those right side tires, and we'll see that pay off. Who knows? Maybe we can see the 37 go a couple extra laps on this next stint, and that could be the key to the winning the race.
It might be, but right now we're watching the 18 start to stretch his legs like he's about to take a nap after a long day of work. He's out to a car and a half length gap on the 37, but Track Bar is not falling asleep behind the wheel because now he's closing that gap up again as we come through the front stretch, diving into turn 1.
Yeah, he's definitely managing that gap. I would venture to say, I'm going to have to talk to the crew chief and the spotter on that machine, but he is aggressively saving. He's kind of taking a little bit shallow over a line as we go through the corners where Bolt is being really aggressive going through the bumps. And they're actually pulling on that second pack. I see in the background the 17 and the 32, they got formed up, those unofficial Ford teammates, but it's really doing nothing right now compared to the 18 and the 37. Okay.
And right now we're watching the 18 to 37 nose to tail. Let's see if we can't go find the Matt and the 17 of Fluffy Stenhouse. Let's go ahead and jump through the field here a little bit. It's going to be a little bit of some fun times. Anybody know what position they started in? Because that will help me guess on how many times I got to hit a button.
Yeah, they definitely
There we
don't
go.
know where they started, but they've made definitely a lot of ground, and it'll be a really good points day when it comes down to the end if they can hold these spots. But we still got a long way to go in this one, Zane.
We still got a long way to go, but I see Dohar on pit road. So my question is Dohar in trouble? Did he blow a motor? Because he is stuck on pit road right now.
The tranny broke. The tranny broke. Going on to pit road, as has been the case for our team lately in some of these league races. When we go down pit road, it's all good. When we pull into the pit stall, it theoretically loses a digital gear. So I don't know a better way to explain it. But that's a frustrating way to end the night. But all in all, we had a pretty fast car. We just ran in the back most of the time, just observing and watching, just trying to give some coaching opportunities there for the guys. But our FilterTime Chevrolet had the speed. It qualified up front. It ran up front there for the first couple laps. We were trying a gas-saving strategy and weren't able to pull it off. So I'm cheering for J-Mac because I know he's pulling the same strategy. So go 3 car.
Go 3
super
car.
unfortunate there for you, Dohar. It looks like you kind of had the strategy down, and always those mechanical gremlins, they always strike when the league's expecting it. So tough break for you, but we hope to see you back next week.
Well, Dohar, I feel bad for you. Just like Tedeschi said, you had a hell of a piece out there, but it looks like he's going to be watching the rest of the race from the hauler as the 32 car is now working on the inside of the 17, and it looks like Fluffy's just having a rough time off the exit of 4 there as he's got a lap down car of Chrome Capone on his inside. But let's take a shot up front and let's see what's happening with these leaders as Track Bar is still on the bumper of the 18, drafting away. We're on board with the 37. Let's take a lap around with this 37 car as he races this 18.
Yeah, you see the 37 at Track Bar. He is definitely hugging the bottom, making sure that he's trying to get the most of the drive off. And he's closed before he was about 1 to 2 car lengths back from the 18. He is right glued to the rear bumper of that Toyota Camry. As we get later in this fuel run, you see the balance of both cars are going away, but they're still running nose to tail. This is going to be a really intense battle as we get to another green flag pit stop.
Going to be a really intense battle, but the question becomes, if you're Track Bar, when do you make the move to put yourself out in front? Or are you just going to let, Bolt do all the work for you? Red, if you can, how many laps are we at right now, and what are you seeing from your perspective on pit road?
You're looking, I'm going to guess around 60 to go. I do not have anything right now, but your next pit windows will start within the next 5 to 8 laps.
Ooh, 5 to 8 laps. So the question I have for you, Brian, you're Track Bar. You're in this 37 machine. I know you drive a Ford. Just use your imagination. Imagination. What do you see? You got it. What do you do? Are you going to go with the Bolt? Or are you going to try to stay out 1 extra lap? Are you going to try to stay with him the whole time and work with him as your unofficial teammate to keep this gap from those Fords behind you? Or are you just going to go say, you know what? I'm Track Bar. I can do what I want.
I think the biggest key to this race will be staying with him. They both know that they're the class of the field. They have 2 really strong race cars. The biggest thing is that delta between new tires and old tires. That 1 lap could actually end up costing you in the long run if you did your math calculations wrong. Best thing for the 37 would be stay with him, pit with him, and make sure they're on equal strategy for the rest of the race.
And we watch them as they dive into turn 1. We're on the GoPro side shot, as I like to call this, where we're watching the wheel wells bounce. The wheels just move. Look at that travel right there as these guys are working in the draft. 1, 2 still. A Camry leading a Chevy. Double C's, as you might say. But the Bolt, starting from the back to the front, shotgun on the field. He took an EOL at the beginning of this race. Now he's our leader, and he's got the points leader sitting right behind him. This is the battle for the points and the race if you look at it, because I'm saying if the Bolt wins, he might trump Track Bar and take over that points lead.
Yeah, definitely. They know that in the back of their mind. All these points play off into as we move out through the season. But you see, as the balance kind of, as you were talking there, Zane, the 37 got really loose there, lost about 2 or 3 cars to the 18. He's running a little bit different over the line again, maybe searching for grip, trying to run a little higher. But you can see he's kind of struggling a little bit. Definitely something to keep out on, and definitely be looking for some adjustments down on pit road this next stop. And it looks like we have the 18 signaling down pit road. It looks like he's going to be coming in this time. The 37 didn't signal, so we'll see as they go coming down here. And it looks like the 18
They're going to go
and the
together.
37, they're slowing down. Yes, as I predicted. Oh, the 37 very loose there.
That's the second time I've watched the 37 do that as we're watching him go down pit road. Let's see if we can't find Matthew there. There's Matt right now running back here. But here's the thing. I watched the 37 do that twice. The first round of green flag pit stops, he locked him up, slapped the inside wall, and then he got straight again. And here we go, saw it again. He almost slapped that inside retaining wall, kept it off the wall this time, and got on pit road. But you know what? You mentioned something. He didn't signal. You know why he didn't signal? He's got no one behind him, no one to worry about. And here comes Matt down pit road now.
Yeah, definitely. You see Matt coming down pit road. They're all trying to stay on the same sequence. They know fresh tires here at this rough, abrasive Atlanta racetrack, they're key. And when you see the leaders pit, it's usually the calling sign. Everybody starts coming. The floodgates are opening. The 18 and the 37, they're coming out as we speak.
And we're watching the 3 car. You heard Dohar talk about it earlier. He can go extra laps, longer than most of the other drivers. So we're going to watch him until he comes down pit road, because that's going to cycle through and give our lead back to the 37 and the 18, I'm assuming. Unless, Red, you can give us some better updates, or Dohar, if you got some information as well from the hauler.
Got anything down there, Dohar?
I've got nothing. I'm trying to figure out who the leader is myself. I think it is the... Oh, what is that? I think it's the 71 at this current moment, but I might be a little bit behind you guys.
Well, I just watched Jose 720 eat the inside retaining wall off the backstretch. He went head first and spun around like a pair of my undies in the washing machine on a Saturday. I feel bad for him. I hope everything's all right, because that looked like a hard hit. But let's see if we can't go find Track Bar and the 18. And look at this. It's like a repeat. The 18 leading the 37. Nose to tail.
Yeah, they're back definitely off of turn 2, moving down the backstretch. Their cars are really good. You see them bolt on fresh tires. Really curious to see what the strategy is from the 37. He's peaked multiple times, tried to make some moves going up, down. I'm definitely curious to see if he's wanting to make a move or he's just riding. They were able to go a couple laps longer there on that last stint. Looks like they saved a little bit of tires, and they even increased their gap on the 3rd and 4th place cars behind them. They have this race in tow.
And you really got to start questioning. I think he's waiting. I think he's being patient is the biggest thing. Because if the 18 hits that yellow line or touches that apron, he's going to slide right up the track, and that's going to open the door for the 37. He might be just trying to wait for the 18, but he's been smooth. 18 all day has been smooth like butter.
Yeah, definitely been really silky smooth. That's one thing you always get with Bolt. AKA RSR, the Pro League, any race you race with him, you can guarantee that he's always really... And we have a battle for the lead here.
It's a drag race.
Let the 37 go there. He kind of wants to be chasing here for this stint as the 37 comes back in the lead as we head to the start-finish line.
Move the Bolt to 2nd and Track Bar to 1st, because this 37 JTG Camaro is leading this race. It just rolled so well off my tongue. I feel so bad.
It did.
I'm going to get an angry letter in the mail tomorrow. I know it. Send it to Dohar. But look, in Track Bar now, zipping to the inside. He's going to open up the door. He gave that spot back to the 18. They're just swapping off the backstretch. First it's the Bolt, then it's Track Bar. Now Bolt leading the 37 off of turn 4 down the front stretch. Can the Track Bar, our points leader, find a way to get around him again?
And this is a huge game of cat and mouse here. We saw that the 18 let the 37 by, and he said, nuh-uh. He said, I've seen this a time or two. Lets him right back by there. The 37 knows the strategy that he wants to have. We can definitely prove that they're saving. They know they have enough of a gap.
I'm down in the 3-car pit. I just wanted to give a little bit of a pit report here. It looks like the leaders pitted with 57 to go. That's going to be a tight window if they can make it on 2 stops. Definitely 3 for them, maybe 2 for the front 2. The 3-car, he pitted with 53 to go, and the 19 of Freddie, who was still in front of our leaders, pitted with 51 laps to go.
Look at that,
Two
Dohard.
stops there on the 3 and on the 19. Keep an eye on those guys. I'll try to get you an update as we head into the next round of pit stops here in probably about 11 laps.
Look at Dohar. He goes from race car driver to pit road reporter. I'm going to start calling you Dohar Klickerman all of a sudden here, doing double duty at the track.
Yeah, amazing investigative work by Dohard. He touched on a really big thing. You heard that Freddie and J-Mac were able to stretch that tires and fuel a little bit longer. This could be really key to the race. We think the Bolt and Track Bar have the best cars, but when it comes to that strategy, don't count out Freddie and J-Mac, 2 of the best when it comes to saving tires and saving fuel.
I just want to be able to say, oh, Freddie, if he wins this race.
Yeah, you can always see, and that's one thing you always get with Freddie. He's really smart when it comes to saving, coming up with fuel-saving gears and coming up with good tire-saving gears. You see it time and time again in AKA and other league races. He's strong, so yeah, definitely don't count him out, and we'll see how this unfolds.
And we'll see if we can't get more from Dohar and more from Red. Dohar putting the driver helmets up, but he's still wearing the fire suit, but he actually went and got a clip-on tie. So he's trying to look a little professional wearing that fire suit around the track so people take him seriously. But Red, let's go to you. Strategy. We're driving here. We're hearing from, Dohar that J-Mac and Freddie are making longer runs, making the shorter stops than these guys are leaders of the Bolt and the Track Bar. What are you putting your money on? You think Freddie and J-Mac has got the plan set out here if we stay green?
Well, I called it at the beginning of the race. We're going to have a long green flag run, and I think everybody's calmed down, and we're actually in that now. I think the fuel strategy is going to end up playing a big part in this, and I would like to see Freddie and the 3 of J-Mac, bring it home.
Hey, it would be a rainy day parade in my world if J-Mac or Freddie won. It would be a little different than the 37 and 18 show we've seen all season long at these tracks. Also, that weird moment when your Xbox turns on out of nowhere, it kind of scared me. It made me jump a little bit. Oh, Jesus. Oh, big wreck! Our leaders just collected the 43 of Diego! Oh, no, the Bolt!
Big wreck there. That came out of nowhere. Absolutely unexpected, like the ghost of Zane's Xbox. That was insane there. That was definitely going to have some implications on this race, and we got ourselves another caution.
Well, when you have an Xbox One X and an Xbox One, and the Xbox One turns on out of nowhere, you start to panic a little bit because there was nothing hooked up to it.
Yeah, definitely ghosts there going on, but this is huge. That throws this strategy out the window for
the big question, though. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but the big question is the 18 of the Bolt. The 18 of the Bolt's got front end damage. How much repairs is that team going to be able to do? He had a clean car. He drove from last to first. He's going to be starting second with J-Mac on his outside. The 32 of Matt is going to be third. The 37 of Track Bar's fourth. And Tom Flitty is going to be rounding out our top 5.
Yeah, this is going to be huge as we come back, as we take the green, moving down into turn 1. You see the 37 jump in line, but that 18, hopefully we'll see here on this run how that damage affected it. But that was huge work by those JGR guys to get that repair back going. As we move out of turn 2, see the 37 back up to third, and with Tom Flitty in tow, and we see a move for the leaders. We move down into turn 3. The 32 trying to work that outside, seeing if there's any grip up there. Not sure if it's going to pay off for him. He's kind of stuck in that no man's land as we come to the start-finish line.
They're 2 by 2 for second right now, but Matt's got no help. He's falling back like a rock in the Lakahatchee as Track Bar's working on the bumper of the 18. The 6 car Tom working on the 37. That 3 car of J-Mac on the 6. And take a look back there. There's the 8 car of Big John now working on the bumper of the 3. Matt still in no man's land. He's fell back to 5th. 4th, he's trying to power around the outside, but he still has no help. As Tom looks to the inside, he's going to fall back single file as we come down the front stretch into turn 1.
Yeah, you've seen some guys back here. You see the top 10 or so about singled out for a little bit there. You thought the outside was going to work, but you saw with the 32, it sent him absolutely like a rock sinking in a lake. It was definitely not good. And it seems like now with that caution, we set up ourselves a good old-fashioned Wild West gunfight. We have a battle for second. Tom wanted that second place and took it from Track Bar. As he moves up, he feels that he has something for the Bolt as we come to the start-finish line.
Track Bar by himself in no man's land. We saw that happen to Matt. Is anyone going to jump out and help him? No, he's going to force his way down, give a little slide slap to the 32 of Matt to move him out of the way as TomTom working on the bumper of the 18. The 3 car still sitting back there in third behind TomTom. The 8 of Big John behind him. And Matt and Track Bar are fighting for it. But there goes the 3 car to the inside, move him to third, bringing Big John with them. I'm sorry, the 3 car to second.
Yeah, strategy out the window. We were talking about J-Mac earlier. He's got a really strong RCR piece. Those 2 teammates are working hard. I definitely think, and you see as the 8 hits the apron, opens the door for TomTom. TomTom coming in, he's making a move for second. The 3 got hung out on the outside, and you see it not working for him. The Bolt throwing insane blocks as we go into 3.
The Bolt driving in his rear view mirror right now. That's only going to last so long before someone sends you for a ride. But he is working the high lane and the bottom lane. Fluffy looking down low, a little bit in the grass. TomTom beating the bumper, the paint off that Camry as he's got Track Bar now right in his rear, saying move, 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 because I got to go. The laps are starting to wind down as TomTom looks to the outside of the 18 as we go into turn 3.
Yeah, the pressure's definitely on, Zane. You see the line starting to move down, everyone trying to be a little more bottom feeders. The 37 just couldn't get inside of the 6 there, but everybody's getting more aggressive. The big,
the 43!
One in the infield.
That's some more smoke spinning in the infield. Looks like he's going to collect some cars, but I don't see a caution out yet. Caution is out.
Caution is out.
Red, let's go down to you on pit road. How many laps we got left at that caution, and what are you hearing from the 48?
Not really hearing any change going on. It looks like we are going to have 35 laps remaining. So this race is winding down very, very quickly. You're still looking at 1 stop in between here, so you may see some people stay out.
You may see some people stay out, but let's remind the folks real quick what the points battle looks like right now as we're under this caution. The Bolt 1 point down below Track Bar. If this race would finish now, he would probably move up in the points, but these are our standings leading into this race here tonight as we're getting ready to go green at Atlanta once again with the Bolt on the inside and Track Bar leading us to the green flag.
Yeah, as they take the green flag here, the Bolt looks like he got a really good restart there, pulls out 1, 2 cars. The 37 slides right in. That was a close move as we move down into 1. You see the field, everyone.
Oh no, J-Mac got into TomTom.
Big contact there. That was a huge, not good break for J-Mac there. Couldn't think of the words, but they're 3, 4 wide. A hornet's nest in the back as they're all jockeying, moving into 3. Huge breakaway for the 37 and 18. They want to see that in the review.
They're still 3 wide. They're 2 wide. They're 3 wide even further back in the pack as we come off of turn 3 through turn 4. This is what the 18 and the 37 of Track Bar want to see. Like Emperor Palpatine, yes, do my bidding. Fight for me. Because they're able to stretch their legs about a 6-car length lead off of TomTom, who's in third, with Stout Whiskey, the 34, behind him.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't write off that second pack yet. Stout and TomTom have really, really good cars. If they get formed up there, it looks like Tom is catching that first pack of Track Bar and Bolt. But those 2 guys, it's going to be an all-out gun shootout. You see in the rear view of them 2, they are battling like crazy for position. We got one doing a lawnmower impersonation in the back.
Tom and Track Bar now looking to the inside. He's going to clear the Bolt easily as we come off of turn 2, but the Bolt powering back. He's now on the bumper. That's going to leave the air so TomTom can catch up to this Camry as he's closing, reeling in the 37 and the 18 with Moordog leading the pack back and forth.
Yeah, that 6 has a really strong short run car. It looks like we got one in the wall in the back.
Oh no, Stout Whiskey! I can't tell if that's going to bring a caution out, but it looks like Stout Whiskey got collected. And there's the caution right there.
Yeah, that was a huge wreck off 4. You saw the 34 Stout Whiskey get the outside retaining wall in 4, and that was big. It looked like collected 4, 5, 6, 7 cars in the back there. This caution comes at a really opportune time for some of these guys because it re-racks everyone and they're all back together.
And speaking of big, I will say this may be the break we needed to see Freddie and J-Mac. With 29 laps to go, when we go back green, you'll be looking at about 26 laps. We were aware some of these guys could stretch at 23, 24, but will they have it to be able to stretch 25 is the big question.
You're right. The pit window out of this 162 laps was 18 to 23 red. Let's see if we can't find our man in a fire suit and a tie, Dohar. What are you hearing from the drivers over the radios?
Well, it's going to be a lot of trying to get in line, trying to negotiate, get in line in here and everything. Should be about like 24 to go, maybe 25. That's going to be right on the window for even the 3 and the 19 to do this. Expect them to be running at the back and trying to make this happen.
And the 18 to 37 led us to green here again in Atlanta. 18 in no man's land, no help on the outside. TomTom's not going to let him in. The 8 of Big John's not. Neither is the 71 of Gimbal, as they're all pushing nose to tail on the 37 of Track Bar.
That was absolutely, Zane, what the 18 did not need. He got up high there and everyone formed up and he couldn't get in. He's going to fall all the way back to about the 5th or 6th position, and that's tough for a car like that, especially when everyone's going to be on the bottom. We'll definitely have to see if the 18 will be able to get back up to the front.
He's still trying to hold on that outside. It looks like he's got a little bit of help. It looks like I can't tell if that's the 14. I think that might be the 14 of Rabbit, but here comes the 6 of TomTom with the help of Big John to the inside of the 37 of Track Bar as we come to 3 and 4. 2 wide for the lead, side by side, move Track Bar to second, move Track Bar to third. Big John is going to be second, and TomTom's our leader, and Track Bar is stuck in no man's land now as he's falling back. Gimbal popping to the outside, he's going to try to help.
Yeah, that was definitely a wild sequence of events. So the 6 car has a really good short run car, and he took advantage of it. The outside is not showing the grip that it had earlier, and you can tell as the 37, he's falling like a rock in a lake again. We need to see if he can get down and get some momentum back and get back going. He tried to clear himself there. This is definitely not what he needed. He is falling dangerously back in the back.
And that lake is called the Lakahatchee, if you need to know its name. It's the deepest lake in the game. Because right now we're looking off the rear deck lid of the 6 car of TomTom with the 8 of Big John and the 12 of Tetro. Tetro? I'm going to call him Jeff. Jeff working there. Jeff works a lot better because I sometimes butcher names and people get mad at me, and so I just got to play the game. And there's the 18 of the Bolt sitting back there behind the 12. He's now sitting in 4th. And the 32 of Go Fast Matt is sitting back there in 5th.
Yeah, as they come off of turn 2, pretty much all single file throughout the field. We're going to see who's trying to save a little tires, who's trying to save a little fuel. We got a battle for the lead here as the 8 takes a peek under the 6 of TomTom. Big John coming on strong as of late. He wants that lead and he tucks back in, but you see he is hungry to move as we get down into the
Big John looks inside. He looks outside. He sneaks back behind the bumper. He's trying to find a line to get around this 6 Ford Mustang of TomTom, our race leader, as the laps are starting to wind down. Red, if I can take a shot in the dark, what do we got, 18 to go?
I do not have any of them showing the lap count at this time. They are showing estimated fuel around the 13 laps. So I would say about 15, 16 to go.
All right.
20 to go, guys. 20 to go as I'm riding along here. I'm on the pit box of my teammate, the 48 car of More Smoke. They restarted with 26 to go. I think it's a stretch for the 3 of J-Mac to make that fuel window, but I think the 19 of Freddie sitting in the catbird seat, if they're able to keep this thing green to the end, that's the key. But we'll see what happens. But take a look at that 12 car. He's having a hell of a run. Shout out to Tetro, one of the PS4 guys coming over here, mixing it up with Xbox Finest.
Yeah, there was a wild sequence of events there. TomTom got huge breakaways. They were 3, 4 wide, Bolt, Tetro, and that whole second pack. They're going for it here, and they're getting more aggressive as the laps wind down.
And we're with the 18 on the FilterTime, powered by Blimp Cam. Watching this battle with the 18, the 12 of Jeff, and the 37 of Track Bar, the 32 of Matthew, and the 20 of Leafs Justin. We haven't talked about him since early in the race, but now he's back up front trying to battle for a lead as everyone is running down the 6 car.
Yeah, Tom is definitely a sitting duck at this point. You see the 37 and the 18 and the 32. As we got one in the grass spinning through
18 in the outside wall. He's going to get door banged by the 37. 18's going to fall back. The 37's going to move to second. Matt's coming with them. They're 2 by 2 for third.
Yeah, Tom is smiling as he looks in the rearview mirror and sees that. He's like, I'm going to put the pedal down and take this Ford Mustang as far away from that pack as I can. He knows that if he sees them battling, that is his key, because I think he's going to be on a one-stop strategy along with everyone else. He's running as fast as that car.
Oh, no. Jeff is getting sideways. Jeff Tetro's around on the front stretch, and he's flipping in the air. Big wreck on the front stretch. That's going to bring out another caution.
Yeah, that is not what Tom needed, especially if we were talking strategy, not what Freddie and J-Mac wanted to see. This will pretty much make it a no-stop race to the end, and it's definitely going to get wild. A good old-fashioned hot Atlanta shootout.
That's correct. 17 to go on the board. Should be around 14 to go when the green flag drops again. I expect everybody with full fuel and 4 tires.
So it's going to be a shootout, Brian. Dohar, Red. They're going to be like some boxers in a heavyweight fight in the last round, looking for knockouts, haymakers, uppercuts. And right now the question is, who is going to be on the inside line on this restart? Is it going to be the 6 or the 37?
It's going to be definitely good to see that this is what the fans pay to see, and this is my favorite part of watching racing. 4 stickers full of fuel, it's time to dig.
And the 37 is going to lead us to green here at Atlanta. Got the 6 on his outside, the 32 behind him, the 18, and I think it's the 47 is going to round out our top 5 as we're green flag racing at Atlanta.
Yeah, as we move down into turn 1, you see the 37 gets a nice jump on the 6. He's definitely going to be hugging that inside line. We saw that it's the third line to be. Tom is definitely chogging up that outside line. The 6 and the 18, they're falling backward as Matt, of all people, and Track Bar moving away as we move into 3.
Matt pushing the 37. Oh, we got a car to the outside wall in turn 3, but we're still green at this moment as we come off of 4. Matt's got help with the 47, but the 6 has got help with the 18, unlike what we've seen before. Track Bar closing the door on the 32. Now that's going to push the 47 out. There's 2 by 2, 3 wide with the 6 car between the 47, and I can't make out, it's the 20. As we come off of turn 2, but right now it's all eyes on the 32 and the 40 and the 37 as we go into turn 3.
And you've seen that line shift earlier in the race, and even a couple before this caution, we're running more the middle of the top. The go-kart line has been initiated. Everybody is hugging that white and yellow line like it's its best friend, because they know if they go down there, no one's going to be able to pass.
If this was the ocean and these guys were fish, they'd be bottom feeders right now, because no one's leaving the safety of that yellow line. You're almost like watching Talladega or Daytona. Put those left sides on the yellow. If you're going to pass me, you got to go on the apron, as the 32 is getting pushed by the 20. And guess who just showed up out of nowhere? Is that Diego in the 43 running in 4th with the 18 in 5th?
Yeah, we saw him on his lid earlier. We didn't think he'd be able to recover from that, but nice recovery by Diego. But you see here, there's a lot of jockeying for position. It's all take, and no give at this point. It's definitely heating up as we come down to 10 to go.
10 to go with Track Bar leading this parade. It's Track Bar, the 37 of Track Bar, the 32 of Matt, the 20 of Leafs Justin, the 43 of Diego out of nowhere with the hot rod. It's that Air Force power. The 18 of the Bolt, who came from the back to the front, from the back to the front. He's trying to get up to these leaders.
Big wreck. Looks like there's no caution. There was a car hard sideways into the outside wall. Couldn't make out the number on it, but that was big in the back. Still no caution.
If we can get a lap count for me, please, as we're watching this 37, 32, 20, the 43 in no man's land on the outside.
8 to go.
8 to go with Dohar. Thank you.
And that was the 5 of Mordog. The 5 of Mordog just absolutely obliterated the outside wall. I think he got a little bit of help. Couldn't tell what. But he's absolutely fuming under the hood. The dog is not happy right now.
Is he on a controller or a wheel? That's my first question for him, because there we see a lot of...
He's on a controller, sir. He's on a controller.
The controller died.
Right and my mistake. We were coming to 8 to go this time by when the 37 crosses the start-finish line.
Thank you,
yeah,
Dohar.
8 to go here. Coming 8 to go here, and you see it start to heat up. The 37 snake in that draft, trying not to let the 32 get a
But
run.
no, he left the door open. He left the door. Oh, Matt couldn't close it.
Slammed that thing shut like he looked at the door and didn't want anyone to come in. That was wild. It looks like we have a caution on the speedway.
This is going to be interesting. We do have a caution on the speedway. I can't tell who it was for, but Brian, this is going to put them in a shootout mentality.
This is what I pay to see. This is the greatest part, like I said earlier, like an old Saturday night short track showdown. These guys are going to have a decision to make. 2 tires, 4 tires, low gas. Prepare for an overtime situation. You never know. Red, do you have any more insight a little bit on what do you think the strategy is going to be down there?
Yeah, definitely 4 tires and no fuel. That way you'll pick up an extra tenth or two. The only difference is going to be how that car is going to handle. And hopefully people has prepared for this scenario because it is going to be a little different.
Well, I'll tell you, the man who has been prepared is that 3 and that 19. We'll have to see as we're getting ready to go green flag racing. Track Bar is going to lead us to green with the 32 of Go Fast Matt on his outside, the 18 of Bolton third, the 20 of Leafs Justin, and the 17 of Fluffy will round out our top 5 as we're green flag racing at Atlanta.
Yeah, as we move down into turn 1, that 32 stuck on the outside again with the 6. See if he can fall in, but they're going to be bottom feeding again on that yellow. You see the 18. Oh, big wreck in the back. More cars sideways. It looks like the 9 car. We got more in the wall. No caution as a
Caution's out.
Caution on the speedway.
We saw this
That
last
will be
week.
looking at a green-white checkered, fellas, when we come back. Should be a green-white checkered.
This will be our first green-white checkered. We saw this last week at Michigan. The end of the race, guys got impatient that were in the back and just started causing calamity, thinking they could go from the back to the front. Sometimes you just got to be patient, let the race run out as it will, because we might see another race finish under caution, guys, if this keeps up tonight.
It's going to be tough. You know, everybody kind of, as we said, take. The give needs to come back a little bit because we do want to see a green ending to this. But if that 37 gets a restart like he did, he's going to be very, very tough to beat.
And I will say the eSpark series powered by FilterTime live at virtual Atlanta Motor Speedway as we're getting ready to rack them up with a green-white checkered. You got Track Bar on the inside, the Bolt on the outside. Leafs Justin in third, and then Matt in the 32 car in fourth, and Fluffy still in fifth. But here we go green. There goes Track Bar. He's going to be on the outside. The Bolt in no man's land, but he's trying to squeeze. He's trying to pinch. He's got some help at the 32 if he can, or 34 if he can get to his bumper. But Stout Whiskey's bobbing and weaving like he's been drinking some whiskey as Leafs Justin is beating the bumper off the 37 as we go into 3, Brian.
Yeah, they have a huge run there. The 37 coming to take the white flag on this situation. He's got a 1 or 2 car length lead over the 20 as we take the white flag here.
White flag in the air this time by Track Bar's got the 20 behind him, the 32 behind him. He's got to make it 2 more corners. He's coming off a turn 2, a rear view mirror full of the 20 as the 20 looks out. He's got help with the 17, but he's going to stay in line. Matt goes down to the apron. He's going to try to shove. He can't do it. The 20 car leaves Justin staying with the 37 as we come off a turn 4. Single file. Can Track Bar hold him off as Matt tries to dive it down low? Nobody's going to catch him. Track Bar's going to win in Atlanta.
Wild finish there in the back. Couldn't really tell the positions in the back, but they were jockeying 3, 4, 5 wide for those back positions. But a great restart by that 37, and he held him.
And I think the 20 is going to finish second, the 32 third, the 6 of Tom Tom's going to be fourth, and the 17 of Fluffy Stenhouse Jr. will round out our top 5 with the Bolt, who started dead last, finishing 6th tonight at Atlanta, still behind our championship points leader of Track Bar, who won this race.
Actually, the Bolt ended up 8th. He got passed right at the line. It went Track Bar, Leafs, Matt, Tom Tom, Jay's fast, Fluffy, and then the screen just scrolled down. So
I can tell you, Freddie got 10th. Freddie got 10th.
Freddie got 10th. Let's see if we can take a moment here. What a race. What a race, I have to say. We're going to take a quick moment, catch our breath as we wait on our race winner, Track Bar, to get cooled out. He's burning the tires down. He's screaming like a madman. He's doing everything he can. He held off a hard charging Leafs Justin. Leafs came out of nowhere in that 20 at the end of the race, fellas. Give me your perspectives of what you thought about that race, Brian and Red.
That was an amazing finish to that. I think Hotlanta lived up to its name. You saw guys on multiple different strategies, cars that were definitely set up on the edge for speed, and we saw a lot of good racing, 2, 3, 4 wide, but at the end you saw the faster car fail. definitely on that bottom, making sure no one got past. We got our money's worth today in the broadcast booth, and I'm sure the fans did too. This was a great race from the eSpark series.
Red, your perspective?
Yes, sir. Love the racing. Very, very tight racing. You can tell these fellas spent a lot of time on the setups. Everybody had great cars. Tire wear was perfect. People were lasting the entire run. With a track like this, though, at the end of the race, it was pure insanity from about 3rd to 12th. I seen like the Bolt, he went from, I believe, 2nd row outside, got freight trained all the way back to about 12th, worked his way up back to 8th within the next 2 corners. So, great race. Happy to be a part of it. And back to you, Zane.
Hey, it was a great race, and right now I ran all the way out of the broadcast booth, jumped in a go-kart driven by Dohart. I would always recommend wearing a helmet if Dohart is driving a go-kart or a golf cart because it is quite dangerous. I don't know how many CCs he's got in this thing, but I am here with our race winner. It's the man, the myth, the short track king, the 1.5 mile master, Track Bar. How you feeling tonight, buddy? You won here in Atlanta.
I feel great, man. It was a long race. I didn't know how it was going to work out with all the strategy that was going on that we had midway through the race because I was just sitting there riding, saving my tires with Bolt, and had that big lead, and all the cautions come out, and I didn't know how the race would pan out, but got myself in a perfect position to capitalize there in the end and just held them guys off.
Walk us through that final restart. You're starting on the inside. You got the 18, the 32, the 20, the 17 behind you. As that restart went green, you had the 20 beating your bumper off for everything that it's worth. Were you worried that he was going to move you out of the way, shove you? Take us through the emotions and what was going through your mind in those last 4 corners.
I was just mainly worried about just protecting the bottom because I usually love to like enter really high and just cut it down, just try to use all the momentum I can around the track. And when I was trying to do that with Matt behind me, like I was prone to get myself dive bombed. So I had to go on a defensive instead of offensive. And that's all I did right there. I just hugged the yellow line. If they got to run, I just kept it down, just watched my mirror, watched it in front of me, and just try to keep all 4 fenders on the car and just keep it up front and bring home the win.
You did a hell of a job bringing her home for a win. Congratulations once again. Is there anyone you want to thank for this victory at Atlanta tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank JTG Doherty Racing on Natural Light Natterdays. I want to thank Scott Comfort Plus, the Scott products in general, all the sponsors associated with JTG, Kroger, and everybody else. I want to thank Brian Tedeschi. Right before the race, I decided to build a brand new setup because I wasn't happy with what I had. And he went in there and tried it out himself, did a long run, told me feedback on what he thought about it. I made a few changes and loaded into the race. And I mean, it was pretty good. Just like I said, just had to save. And when I actually started going, I showed what I had and had the fastest lap of the race. So I mean, I want to thank him for helping me out a little bit. I want to thank Dohar. I want to thank everybody associated with eSpark, and I want to thank the man, the myth, the legend, in my opinion, Zane, the bearded one, for pretty much going solo on this with my buddy Red and little B Dashy up there in the broadcast booth.
Hey, you know what? You guys make it easy and fun to watch, so I thank you for the compliments. You might be a broadcaster one day yourself. You never know. If HD's got to take another nap after a 24 race, we'll call you up. We'll open up some Natty Day lights. We'll have some fun. By the way, is there free natties on you tonight? Is that what's happening?
Of course.
Oh, I thought so. All right, man. The man is
beans too.
I would love some beans, man. I would take some. Let's just talk about that later. But that is your eSpark Series championship leader and race winner at Atlanta, Track Bar. Thank you, man. You go celebrate with your team. Have a great one. Dohar, you got a copy.
Yes, sir. I got a copy.
Hey, you went from driver to pit road reporter. You got a nice little clip-on tie. It's a bow tie, but you know what? Bow ties are cool. They're still in. How do you feel about the race tonight? I know you had a rough night with the issues on pit road, but from the broadcaster perspective and just sitting around and watching, what do you think? What are you going through?
Well, I'm honored, absolutely honored to be in this position to kind of just help be a cheerleader for these guys. I don't look at myself as a leader or an owner. I just look at myself as a cheerleader for these guys, putting them all together, top names on Xbox, and putting them all in one lobby each and every week and telling 30 plus of them and say, go out there and do your absolute best, but try to put on a show too. So the guys did that. Atlanta is a tough track, especially when you got guys who are all within a tenth to a tenth and a half of each other speed wise. You're constantly running side by side. You're constantly running behind or in front of people. You got to have that situational awareness to be able to see 5 cars in front of you and understand what's going on. So I'm just pleased to absolute death to see all the support from FilterTime, Blake and his team. They're so wonderful to us. My admin committee, having guys, out here just dominating races like Justin Brooks, it makes it kind of easy to just sit back and watch. But, we'll go back to the tape, watch and improve a few things, a couple cautions there in the early stages, but we really stretched out our legs there towards the middle and late half. And, 1 green, white checkered at Atlanta, I'll absolutely take it. Great job, guys.
Hey, I will say the booth smells wonderful in here. The air is so clean, so they got to be using FilterTime filters in this place because I can breathe and it feels wonderful. And, I'm going to ask you, where does the eSpark series powered by FilterTime go next week?
The FilterTime eSpark series heads off to the Homestead Miami Speedway. I know Justin Brooks is looking for absolute pure revenge after how the Pro League race ended there. So it'll sure be a fun show to watch.
Well, thank you, Dohar. We'll go ahead and let you get back to your admin duties. We'll be at Homestead, Miami, Florida, next week at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Not here, probably back on HD's channel. It was fun being on Twitch, having everyone come hang out over here. I will promise you guys we will get the video over to HD so he can upload the race so you'll be able to watch it in case you missed it. Tell your friends, your grandma, your aunt, your uncle, even your girlfriend. You got to watch some eSpark racing. As I say, often duplicated, never recreated, often imitated. It's the eSpark series powered by FilterTime. It's the best racing you can get on a Sunday night with custom setups. Red, Brian, final thoughts.
I think when it came to the end of that race, you saw the Atlanta lived up to the name. Really excited with how the race was and just really fortunate for the opportunity, you guys. I'm sure all you fans heard me. I'm more of an amateur broadcaster and kind of little less of an amateur racer, but it's definitely really awesome. I enjoyed watching the race from up here, and you heard it. Zane and Red, these guys are the real professionals at it. Do a great job week in, week out, and I was just fortunate to be in their presence. So I'm excited to get back to holding the steering wheel instead of the microphone next week at Homestead and put on a show for y'all.
Well, Tedeschi, let me ask you real quick before we run to you, Red. Where can the people find you in the universe or the interwebs? Where can they see your cool stuff and your adventures of life?
Yeah, find me on the universe at Brian Tedeschi on Twitter and Instagram. Also add me on Snapchat, and then find me on Facebook. You always get to see a crazy insight, whether it's Purdue stuff, iRacing stuff, NASCAR heat stuff, or just me going to get ice cream or Five Guys somewhere. You can see it all there.
Oh, the man who taught me about cookout, Brian Tedeschi. Red, how about you? Final thoughts.
Final thoughts overall on the season, not just this race. It's amazing what the FilterTime eSpark series has become. Just from the very first race to the point we're at now. I mean, it's absolutely amazing, and I can't give enough credit to Dohar and his team for everything they've done here. Just really looking forward to next week's race. I know a lot of the guys are looking forward to it. Very, very tough track. It's going to be interesting to see who runs low, who runs high. I think they'll keep it entertaining throughout the entire run. Just glad to be a part of it. And as always, Zane, thank you for everything you do.
Hey, man, I just like to do it and have fun. Hopefully next week we'll have HD Motorsports back here in the booth with us. Brian, it was an honor for you to call the races with us tonight. Maybe it won't be a one-time thing. Red, as always, thank you for giving me the 1s and 2s on pit road, letting me know the lap count, because I can't do math, as we can easily tell. But it's been an honor and a pleasure for the filter-timed eSpark series here on my Twitch channel. Guys, find us next week, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be at Homestead Miami Speedway, HD Motorsports YouTube channel. Until then, kisses, hugs, belly rubs. I'll see you next time.